friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm very irritated right now. I don't know if I'm the problem or what the real problem is. It's probably me, but I made this video. Not the one you're about to see, but this entire owned TBR video. It took me 2 hours to film it. And then, because I was doing a bunch of special effects, I had a running total going on how many unread books I have on my TBR. I finished editing it, but collectively it was probably 6 to 8 hours of editing time, plus the 2 hours to film, and I have no idea where that footage is. Like, I exported it to YouTube, and I have all the special effects, but it's on like this black screen. None of this is there. So I'm not going to redo my entire owned physical TBR, unread. TBR means to be read. If you are new to the booktube community or to my channel. Instead, I'm going to take you up close and personal to my shelves. I'm going to just point out the ones that I haven't read. And I'm not going to have a running total. I will count them up at the end and tell you how many books it is. But if I remember correctly, it is 203 books. Okay. So I have some of my Book of the Month books right here. There's Breathless, Daisy Darker, Spells for Forgetting, and All the Dangerous Things, and Just One Look. At the bottom, I'm not going to go through all 23 of them, but I will link, or all 20 of them, but I will link my 20 must-read books for 2023, because the bottom is those books. So we're going to add 20 to our total, 25 so far. There's Daisy Jones and the Six. I fell in love with Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing in 2022. So I just want to explore some more of her backlist. Then there's Nevermore, The Trials of Morgan Crow. My hope is that I will read this before June, so that June or July, so that August, when my school year starts, I can take this and add it to my school library. Then there's Astrology for Real Life. I actually have a couple of astrology books. Then I have The Window by Amelia Brunskill. I have A Series of Unfortunate Events. I have read until the 4th one, so I have all 11 of them, minus the 3 that I've read for my TBR total. Then A Nearly Normal Family, The Ice Twins, and The Therapist. And we are going... We are going to turn to my chair, and I was filming a video with some of these books, so I'm just going to quickly go through them. They are the only young adult novels that I have left. See it, so you can just look at me and I'll show you. That is my SD card. There's The Mockingbirds, Want to Go Private. If I'm going to read one, it's probably going to be Want to Go Private, because I am really interested in this one. All American Boys, My Heart and Other Black Holes, What I Carry. This follows Mira, who is a foster kid, and that's just something that I want to read all about. I know it's fiction. It's okay. The Distance Between Me and You, The Memory Book, Nowhere on Earth, A Night Twice as Long, A Danger to Herself and Others, No True Believers. These are all like hard-hitting young adult contemporaries. Then the next young adult contemporary stack is like mystery thriller that I haven't read, Gone Too Far. Natalie D. Richards is one of my favorite authors as far as young adult goes. First We Were Four by Alexandra Surley. I like fell into the hype, and Kayla from Books and Lala suggested or recommended that book, so of course I went and bought it, and now it's been sitting on my shelf for a long time. They're Watching You by Chelsea. Five Survive by Holly Jackson. I really, really loved A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, so I wanted to read more from this author. The Name of the Star by Maureen Johnson. I'm obsessed with serial killers. This follows Jack the Ripper is back, and Rory is the next victim, and can't wait for that. Nightwood by Patricia Windsor. I Know You Remember. And lastly is Throwaway Girls by Andrea Contotes. I read Out of the Fire by this author and wanted to read more from her. Okay, so now we're going to go to my bookshelf, and I'm just going to take you shelf by shelf and quickly go through this, because I want this video to be quick and fast and easy, because I'm not editing another 6-hour video. I mean, it took me 6 hours to edit, but the video itself ended up only being like 25 minutes. Hi! This is our first shelf. I've actually read quite a bit up here. I have my two arcs, 1,000 Miles to Graceland and The Man I Never Met. Then there's 20 Times a Lady, Not the Girl You Marry, Before I Do, Bet Me, and Fairy Godmother Inc. Then we have Dear Prince Charming and Good Girl Complex by L. Kennedy. These are pretty much all unread. These are all, I'm not going to show you exactly what they are, but they're all nonfiction. I have a couple of memoirs, but generally my nonfiction right here is like astrology and auras and magic and Wicca type of books to help me get better at that stuff. Then right here, I've read most of these. I just haven't read Size 12 Is Not Fat and A Dog's Way Home, along with What You Wish For. No Exit is one of my favorites. I love that book. Don't Look Back, Here and Gone. Those are all good recommendations from me. There's Layover, The Long and Far Away Gone, The Lost Woman, a couple Allison Brennan, like The Third to Die, and The Sorority Murders. Then I have 2 Sandra Brown books and 2 Michelle Campbell books. These, I think, are thrillers as well. Yep, they are. So, there's Burn Town by Jennifer McMahon. I want to read more of her backlist. There's Our Little Secret. I'm not sure I'm going to like that one. There's Vanishing Girls by Lauren Oliver. The Sanatorium by Sarah Pierce. This one I'm a little afraid of. Then there's 2 Michael Rosenbaum These ones I might actually be unhauling because I don't like mass market paperbacks at all. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna go, oh wait, no, we're gonna finish right here. So, there's Night Road by Kristen Hanna, Dial A for Aunties, The Martian, which I've tried to read, but like, I don't like sci-fi, so I don't know what I was thinking. We Are the Ants, Replay, and that is it. We have The Stand-Up Groomsmen, Cinderella.com, The Boy Toy, and The Man Band by Nicola Marsh, Beautiful Disaster by Jamie McGuire, Wait for It by Jen McKinley, Mr. Perfect on Paper by Jen Metzler. This one might be unhauled as well. I've tried to read it. I don't like the writing style. And there's Mr. Nice Guy and Rules of Play by Nora Roberts. This one actually has 2 novels in it, so I'm going to count it for 2 books, not 1. This is Opposites Attract and The Heart's Victory. Someday, Someday Maybe. The Cactus by Sarah Haywood. All these Colleen Hoovers are red. Faking Mrs. Right. This one was a Christmas present. This is The Best Is Yet to Come. Then the only Taylor Jenkins read that I haven't read besides Daisy Jones is Malibu Rising. Then we have thrillers again. So we have Girl 11, The Family Plot, I Know My Name by C.J. Cook, The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave, Girl at the Edge. This one does have 2 books in it, but I have already read They'll Never Catch Us, and I'm currently halfway through They Wish They Were Us, so this one will be finished very soon. Murder at Sunrise Lake, Colby Sack, The Girls Are All So Nice Here, The Bone House, Like a Sister, and then The Party by Robin Harding. Again, I don't like mass market paperback, so we'll see. There's The Woman in the Dark, The Woman Inside, Reputation. I've read The Broken Girls. I really like The Broken Girls. There's The Last Resort. And again, there are 2 books in this, but I have already read The Obsession. So I'm going to read The New Girl. The Girl in 6E. The Other People. The First Cut. Anatomy of a Scandal. Beautiful Bad by Annie Ward. Oh, I have read almost all of Ruth Ware's backlist. I absolutely hate all of her books except for The Turn of the Key. Highly, highly recommend this one. It's a thriller about a nanny. And there's like a smart house and creepy things are happening. Also, highly recommend the audiobook. It's really good. Girls on Fire. Watch the Girls. And The Distant Dead. And then our last thing over here is fantasy. I don't read a lot of fantasy, so we're probably just going to zoom through these. Technically, I've read both of the Molly Moon books, but I want to reread them and get a copy for my school library too. Then there's Winterwood, The Afterlife of Holly Chase, The Fifth Season, which I'm really scared to read, Witches of Ash and Ruin, City of Villains, Poison Study, Magic Study, and Maleficent. Alright, then we have Things We Never Got Over, which is like chunky. There's Faker and Simmer Down by Sarah Smith. And that is the end of my romance. And then these are all true crime. Like, I'm obsessed with true crime. This is the only one that I've read. The Killer Across the Table. Love this book. Highly, highly recommend. If you're obsessed with true crime, this is the best true crime book I've ever read. But the rest of these are unread. So I will be working on that this year, hopefully. Which is probably my smallest shelf. These are horror novels. Most of them I've read, though. Most of them I've read. So there's This Time Tomorrow by Emma Straub. This is part of my literary fiction. I've read half of it and I don't like it. I might DNF it. The House Next Door by Darcy Coates. The Pledge. And then The Lost Village. There is Jar of Hearts. True crime story. Good Me, Bad Me. Then I have Girl Last Seen, The Starter Wife, and What My Sister Knew, all by Nina Lauren. And She Lies in Wait. This is our final shelf because the ones on the bottom are the ones I've read this year. We have Politically Correct Fairy Tales. Like, I need you in the comments below to urge me to read this because it's been on my TBR for years and it was a gift from one of my best friend's daughters and I just need to read it. So please yell at me in the comments below. I haven't read this, but this is also my husband's. I'm not interested. So then we have Classical Mythology and the Selected Poems of Robert Frost and Beowulf in this really nice edition. I have 197 books on my TBR, so it's under the 200 that I thought I had. And I think that means I only have to read 98 physical books this year. So I feel like I could do that to get it under that 100. And that's if I don't buy any books. Luckily for me and you, I'm on a book buying ban until I earn it with my game. So if you don't know what my game is, I'll link my TBR game up there. The rules are kind of ever evolving and changing. Like in February, I didn't get to pick any of my TBR because I kept landing on like random number generator, hubby pick, dog pick, and that's just not fair. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you're new around here. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.